It gets to a point where it really doesn't matter. You guys don't really know Trump voters quitting like you think that you do. Now, right now, I'm just going to be watching a whole bunch of TikToks about people regretting their vote, maybe the first, second, or third time, while we go through this entire disgusting recession that's probably going to get worse and worse. People paying too much for electricity, groceries, gas, what have you. I sure miss those Obama days. But let's see what these former Trump supporters got to say about this mess.
I don't know how, but I'm going to find out, and some of what I find is going to stick to your ass.
It's just a revolving door at this point. Well, listen, my thing is this. How many times did you vote for this man? I mean, the first time, I get it. The second time, did you not see what happened? You ever walked to the grocery store in a hazmat suit? When's the last time you did that when the president was running things? COVID, I hate to say that, but yeah. It's funny how people forget, have this short-term memory loss, and all it takes is 4 years for y'all to forget all of this stuff. And then this happened, that happened, the Pentagon, January 6th, and y'all still vote for him. My only question is, how many times did you vote for him? Well, other than that, I ain't forgiving none.
I thought it would be easier the more I talked about leaving MAGA, being a 3-time Trump voter. Mm-hmm. But I have to be completely honest with you that it's not getting easier, and it actually feels like it's getting more difficult because I'm gaining more empathy. And I don't think people really realize how counterintuitive the hate that I receive when you can take one look at my page and see that I am doing the work. I read a comment this morning that I'm not stitching because I don't want hate to come our way, but you'll understand why I'm reading it. I've been deconstructing from Christianity and left MAGA. I do not speak about it because the hate you receive from the left is no different from the hate you received when you were in the cult. I'm just minding my own business and rewiring.
I'm not gonna let you finish. Okay, listen. First of all, lady, you're not a victim. All right. See that guy right there? First comment. I read that. I agree. That's the same exact thing I was thinking. You are not a victim. You expect people to feel sorry for you when everything was blatantly obvious, but you voted that way anyway. The only reason why you're regretting now is because it's affecting you. Listen, lady, you coming off as a bit of a narcissist. I don't know what to tell you. Should anybody feel sorry for you? Absolutely not. No. Like whatever you're going through right now, I don't know what you're going through right now. But that's beyond me.
I'm in 2 weeks. I'm done. You want to talk about regretting your vote?
I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump, and I regret it now.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump.
It's crazy. It's just crazy seeing anybody, and I do mean this wholeheartedly. It's crazy when I see anybody from the Latino community that voted for him, and then now you're jumping ship. And the only reason why I have a problem with y'all is because it affected you somehow. Either you were about to get deported, or somebody in your family got deported, or some friend, some neighbor. Like, this man told you what he's gonna do. He told you, and y'all did it for what? What'd y'all do it for? Bruh, you lost me with that.
Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I am regretting my vote for Donald Trump.
Who voted for Donald Trump and now I regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote.
for Donald Trump.
This is
I
crazy.
regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA.
I have
A
more
lot
respect
of us
for y'all.
there have
Y'all
seen the
stayed on
light.
that boat.
We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now.
Disappointed. We're all disappointed in you.
Listen, as a Trump supporter, I can excuse constant lying, constant misinformation, poor business practice, mockery and degradation of immigrants, people of color, the disabled, women, children, trans people, political opponents, and even MAGA zone supporters. Yep. I can excuse failed campaign promises, mishandling of the U.S. economy, insider trading, stock market manipulation, tax increases, irrational behavior as a head of state, instigating international conflicts, bombing places and people with little to no reasoning, kidnapping foreign heads of state, starting a war, backing Israel in said war, backing Russia overall, abandoning U.S. allies, pardoning criminals domestically and abroad, loosely using the term terrorist to justify horrific acts, senile behavior with an on and offline presence, sexual assault of women and children, being in the Epstein files, hiding the Epstein files, erasing the Epstein files, lying about the Epstein files, starting a war to prevent people from talking about the Epstein files, downplaying the severity of the Epstein files, talking about staying in office longer than allowed, violating and / ignoring checks and balances, and ordering his own personal military to target, shoot, and deport his own citizens. But I draw the line at depicting himself as Jesus Christ in an AI image. Listen, as a Trump supporter, I can excuse.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. Yeah, you nailed it.
I find myself being conflicted on how to go about people who voted for Trump but no longer support him now. Because a part of me feels like, well, I'm glad that you're finally coming to your senses. And it makes me feel like they're fucking idiots and dumb and obviously clearly like easily manipulated. And it's not their fault that they're so dumb because whatever. So it's just like some people are just so hard-headed and they have to learn things the hard way.
I don't care. They are.
And it's just like, I'm sure there's a lot of victims to him. But then at the same time, I'm like, dude, you dumbass. Like, everybody was telling you. There was tons of warning signs. There was like, a lot of the things that they're saying is like, oh, I didn't know that this was going to happen. Yes, you did. He said it. But you just didn't, you chose not to believe.
Wait, hold on. Let me stop here. There weren't tons of warning signs? Who said this? He literally had people storm the Capitol. Okay? On another note, when he was in office, what was the last thing? What was his last debacle? The very last thing that was destroying him and basically got him removed from office. What was it? It was 19, right? All right. That whole year, up until the point where he got out of office, you were going to the grocery store in a hazmat suit and mask. All right. Everybody was doing this. The only one that fixed that was Biden. Sleepy Joe. And he slept the rest of the freaking term anyway. All right. Y'all were here. Also, let me say this also. Like the Latino community, remember what he did when he went to when he went to Puerto Rico and he didn't know that he was the president of Puerto Rico? Remember that? How did he treat those people over there? He was throwing paper towels at them while they were struggling to feed their families and escape the flooding. This was a little more than 4 years ago. No, this was 4 years ago when we were voting. I'm sorry. I can't feel sorry for none of y'all. Not one of y'all.
Because of your emotional whatever. It makes me feel like maybe like people who are like that should just sit out the midterms, but then at the same time it's just like if they ended up voting for him and then like now they've like learned and researched and then now they're a more sound mind, I'm like, okay, then I don't know. But I'm just like, I just can't trust people like that. Like your judgment is terrible.
Yeah.
Like I want to say good job for coming to your senses, but at the same time it's just like, it's just basic. It's basic. And so it's just like, oh, you washed your hands after going to the restroom. It's just like, good job. It's like, no, you shouldn't be applauded for basic ass shit. So I don't know. It's conflicting because it's just like, I am glad that people are coming to their senses, but but then it is also kind of like, what the fuck took you so long, you know?
Exactly. Like, especially like what she was saying about the analogy of washing your hands. You don't wash your hands after they tell you to wash your hands. They tell you wash your hands and you don't wash your hands, and then suddenly you get sick after dinner. Who do you expect is going to feel sorry for you? You're the idiot here. I'm sorry, dummy. I mean,
I
come
myself
on.
being conflicted.
I voted for him, yes. But the quicker that you people welcome ex-MAGAs like myself, the more that MAGA is going to be willing to leave. The fact that you guys throw so much hate at ex-MAGA truly makes us not want to leave the cult. I have seen at least 3 or 4 videos like that in my FYP the last freaking hour, and to me it's ridiculous, because if you want to leave a cult, if you want to leave anything, you're doing it for yourself and nobody else. You don't need somebody to welcome you. Plus, leaving the cult and unlearning the things that made you think it was okay to be in the cult and support the person that you were supporting are 2 totally different things. Yeah, you can leave because you didn't like that AI picture he posted, or because you don't like the way he's acting right now, or you can leave
that AI picture, I mean, that right there, that was just a scapegoat for a fool to say, hey, that's the reason why. No. You were on the fence up until this year, and you saw all the BS that was happening, and then suddenly you're paying a lot more at the pump. You probably got somebody in your family get deported. How's you have a job? Okay. Okay, are you unemployed? How's that job hunting going? That's why. Okay. You can't say, oh, yeah, he posted this picture, so now I feel a certain type of way. No. If something affected you directly and now you change your mind, that's what it is. Let's cut the baloney out. Cut out the malarkey, all right?
Because you know that he's racist, he's a pedophile, he's all these things, and you don't agree with them. But you could have left the cult and still support all those things elsewhere. You have not done the work to unlearn what it is that made you think it was okay for him to be president and to act this way in the first place. So please miss me with the, oh, you gotta welcome ex-MAGA. No, nobody has to do anything. What you have to do, if you truly want to make a change, is change yourself and talk to those around you who also think the way you do. And explain to them why they're also wrong. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Maybe they won't.
It's happening, y'all. It's happening. This is one of my girlfriends. She is a influencer online and very vocal about MAGA and Trump, and it's happening. I told you, it's happening. The collective is waking up. They are waking up. And this is what I had to write on this comment, or under this video. This is what I write underneath this. Yep, I'm done. Educating myself on all the misinformation I've accepted, not just over the last 5 years, but over my entire life, has been quite the pill to swallow. Reevaluating my beliefs was one of the best things I've done all year.
Wait. This is Carter Brown. So the last 5 years of re-educating yourself, which means there's a good chance that you voted for this goon 3 times. Bruh.
Straight up, MAGA is a cult. Trillions were spent to make sure we were brainwashed to believe a criminal was the right choice to lead our country. It's so embarrassing. But instead of wallowing in this shame, I'm deciding to speak out against this shit. And I don't give a fuck if that means I lose my friends in the process. Appreciate you speaking out on this, friend. I told y'all, people are waking up. The comment section on that reel is very telling.
Wow.
Very telling. That friend of mine, majority of her followers are all MAGA, and it is all in support of what she is saying. I have been saying this, that there is a collective shift happening. Granted, it's not happening in the timeline that the left would have liked it to happen. However, it's happening. And there are 2 reasons why people are waking up right now. They're either waking up like I have, where they realize their beliefs have all been handed to them and that they were wrong about.
See, I knew it. That was your friend talking, right? So that means you were also, yeah. Yeah. Are you a 2-timer or 3-timer voter? That's all. That's my only question right there. He's like, are you 2 or you're 3? Which one are you? Because if you voted this go around, chances are you voted 3 times for this fool. Oh my God, bro. Nah. My dad, 3-time Trump voter, admitted that he was wrong yesterday. Well, listen, I mean, things get kind of perilous at that pump nowadays. Especially if you got a lock on your gas cap. Nowadays, especially considering I live in Florida, people are tricky. You got to have a lock on your gas cap because these guys will siphon gas from you. They do not care. It doesn't matter where you live, man. It's like it's perilous out here. It's going to be a jungle in the next couple months. We're stuck like this thanks to you and any other 3-time voter that we. It's a mess, man. I honestly I don't know about accepting any of y'all. Y'all can just stay over there.
Everything that they've believed in, or they're the people that are like, this is not what I voted for.
Just stay on your team, man.
Regardless of the reason, we should not shame these people for waking up and realizing Trump ain't it.
Just stay over there.
Not everyone else is going to wake up the way that I did. I've been working on my ego for almost 2 years now.
She admits it. She admits it. Trump supporters are egotistical as. Yeah.
And I've been kind of doing it in a reverse order than most people are going to be doing this, okay? For me, I realized I wanted to work on the intrusive thoughts in my head, and that allowed me to then deconstruct my entire life and realize I was wrong in a lot of places. However, most people that are leaving MAGA are doing so because this is not what they voted for. But now what they need to do is what I did in the reverse order and deconstruct their thoughts and their beliefs and religion and politics. But we shouldn't shame them for the way in which they deconstruct and realize they were wrong. And I get that that's really hard to do because everyone wants to say, I told you so.
The crazy part is, I'm not a liberal personally. I'm not a Republican. I'm neither one. But I do know where the idiots are. And typically with idiots, they take too long to learn things. And they have a tendency of picking up on things when it's directly affecting them. There's no empathy on one side of the aisle. There's just none. And what they try to do is they try to point fingers, laugh, and they thought that they were going to be the one standing on the mountain while everybody was drowning. That's what you want. That's what she wanted. That's what they voted for. That's what they're going for. They didn't get that. Guess what? Got knocked off the mountain just like the rest of us, huh? Well, actually, I'm doing all right. But I don't know about you. But whatever happened to you, I'm pretty sure you deserved it because you got what you voted for. I can't with these people. What's wrong with y'all?
Trust me, I get that.
I don't trust you.
However, that's not going to be conducive to the people that start to publicly admit that they're leaving MAGA. Not everyone's going to have the thick skin that I've had. I've heard about this Purple Revolution guy and how he's backtracked on what he said and whatever. I wasn't on TikTok when he started to do that, so I don't know what this guy did, but I think I've proven myself that I'm not doing what this guy did. However, there will be other people that announce like he has and backtrack because of how the left treats them on how they've eventually come out and been like, Trump's not my guy. I get that that's not enough, but none of this is going to happen overnight. We have to give people grace and patience to get to the point to realize, wow, I was bamboozled on every belief that I had. Because again, there is one side that is on the right side of history. For sure.
And it's not
but
y'all.
again, no one wants to admit they're wrong, okay? No one wants to admit they're wrong.
No. You see, that's where you're wrong. See, I don't have an ego like that. I love it when I expect the worst and then I'm proven wrong. In which case I'll say, dang, I was wrong about that. Thank God I was wrong about that. I say this all the time. When I'm wrong about something, I will say it out. I will tell my wife, like, hey, yeah, you know what? That thing, good call. That's on me. That's my bad. I messed up. I do this all the time. This is called growth as a person. I'm a big person. I have a heavy heart, and I care about mine. I care about people around me. I care about strangers. I care about my neighbors. I care about the person down the street. I care about the smackhead that's doing crack down the street right now. I know where he's at right now, but I care about him. But you know what? I'll tell you what. I will never vote in a direction where it puts them at jeopardy. I'm never going to do that. I don't have an ego like you. I don't have an ego like this one right here. Leopard print dummy. I just don't. And you know what? For the life of me, I can never understand where you stood. This just tells me that you're not just a narcissist. but you're just a sick and twisted individual in the soul. You empty in the soul. A lot of y'all are like that, you know, and you only feel something when it directly hits you in the head. You know what? Honestly, y'all should just stay over there. Just stay over there, bro. Like, nobody wants to be your friend.
And it takes someone who's done a lot of work on themselves to want to admit that they've been wronged publicly like this. So we shouldn't shame people for not doing that or not deconstructing in the timeline that you would like them to. I'm kind of losing myself where I've gotten with this video, but I feel like I'm going to be tying it up in a bow really nicely here soon. One sec. So I say all this to say that when people start to publicly announce that they don't want to do anything with MAGA, please do not tell them it's too late. I don't forgive you.
I don't believe about this being too late, and I don't forgive you. I can forgive the things that you did, you know, and, you know, nothing's ever too late. Nothing's ever too late, you know. My only thing is this. Your personality is like that. And honestly, the fact that you jump and ship from Trump makes me think that you're also a backstabber. You're a quitter. All right. You promise to stay in this guy's corner, and that's where you need to stay. I'm sorry. Why are you changing your mind all of a sudden? Because something happened and it affected you and you don't like it? You are the last person I want you to come anywhere near the good people. No. Sorry, no.
I hate you anyways, or whatever, however else people have been treating me, okay? Most people are not going to be able to handle that. So that's why I say, like, you can get it out on me, whatever. It just rolls off my back like it's oil on a freaking duck. But I'm telling you, people are waking up. And my girlfriend that I shared at the beginning of this video is proof of that. And the comment section is proof of that. But please give people the benefit of the doubt that they were brainwashed and that.
Listen, I don't care about no brainwash. What I do care about this is like this. You voted once, it's cool. You voted twice, that is a big problem for me. Now, if you voted 3 times after all the things that we found out about this dude, 3 times, if you're one of those people, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Stay the hell away from me. I'm gonna think that you're corrupted. Your soul is corrupted. That's your problem. I don't have nothing to do with that. You can just stay over there with that crap.
They were indoctrinated to believe that they were on the right side of history.
Your soul is corrupted.
You can tell them all day long that they were a part of a cult and that they were brainwashed, but they thought the exact same thing of you. That's why none of it stuck.
You too?
But now that the veil is lifting, people are starting to wake up. And they need patience.
I have patience. My patience is this. If I see you and I know what you did, go across the street. Just stay the hell away from me, please.